Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Bitcoin getting a beautiful pump. I made about $2,600 overnight, baby. I'm going to teach you how I did it. Paid, baby, paid. You know what it's like to wake up in the game? I'm not trying to be rude, but man, we had a song here called Gains in My Sleep. I got gains in my sleep. Join the trading group. Go to cryptolifer.com so you can know what it's like to have gains in your sleep. Straight up. $3,000 while you're sleeping. Wake up to money and then start your workout and your work day. Make more money than most people do in a week while you're asleep. I'm going to show you how we do it and not just brag about it. I love y'all. Thank you so much. God bless everybody here on this Christmas week. 9 minutes of countdown, baby. I cannot wait. 90K. Let's go. Wow. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Ooh, what is that going on? There we go. Yeah, get it down there. There you go. That's nice. So how you doing? How's everybody feeling? How is your day, man? God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. So nice to see you on this beautiful Monday. Bitcoin pumping. What else do we have? I mean, are we going to be upset? No. Daddy's up. I made $2,600 in my sleep, $2,650, something like that. What a beautiful day it is to be alive. Talk to everybody out there in crypto interweb land, out there on the interwebs. God bless everyone here on the stream. Thank you for jumping on in and being a part of this amazing live stream. We love you. We care about you. And all weekend long, we took you through the charts all weekend long. Not one day off, right? 4 live streams throughout the weekend to show you, to teach you, to give you every single last drop of energy that I had to bring you to where we need to be. So I love you. I hope you're doing well. And there's no place you got to be but here in the charts with the lifer. I gave the call in the group. We talked about it last night. I went over the fact that Bitcoin looked more bullish to me and this, on the smaller time frame, even though, again, we're going to go over all my assumptions and ups and downs. But God bless everybody here. Thank you for being here. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what's going down in the chat. And just, wow, man, I'm just amazed. The Christmas week, man, one of the blessed, most amazing times to be alive, where families get together. My mom and dad are dead. My mom's birthday was a few days after Christmas. It's just it was a very special time for me. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's do our top-down analysis like we do every single day. Let's have some fun. Let's believe in ourselves. And, well, let's just make it happen. I'm going to have a shot of ginger. So you're going to see me just kind of like, whoa. Right? Ginger is strong. Right? You ever have a shot of ginger? Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The whole thing. Tell you what, when I'm not feeling well, and even when I'm feeling good, I'm taking shots of turmeric and ginger like almost all the time. And I'm telling you right now, they knock out everything, man. Let's take a look at BTC. The bot is still in. The bot will get out when we get to 1038. The bot has never given up on the trade. It's not emotional. The bot got in on October 7th or something like that right here. I think it's first entry. Let's see. We had the massive crazy move, and then the bot buys after that. Right there, it bought in on the 12th of October. Actually, wait, no. Then it got in here, and then it exited. Oh, yeah, no. So the first, right here. November 2nd is when this bot got in. Right there. Then it bought again, and again. Has 2 more safety orders waiting, and now it's just chilling. It has 1 order back in the green again, as it got in somewhere there about 88,960 right there. And this is an algorithmic trading bot that just does the work for you. And the thing is never lost. And it's telling me we're going to get out at 10, somewhere. Oh, wait, let me take a look. Is this on the 15? No, yeah, we're on the wrong time frame. I'm about to say, it should get out somewhere about 102.9. You see that? 102.9 is where it can finally get out. So I've been waiting, and the whole world is waiting. I can't wait to show you if the bot finally gets out. Right now, if you're in my trading group, you already know we're watching the 1-hour time frame. But let's go over it again like I do, because why not? I'm going to do it twice. You can too. The more I do it, the better. The more my brain is trained, the more disciplined I become. And it's all about being in the disciplined mindset. I listened to the Jim Rohn again this morning, and I worked out. I gave the workout to my trading group that I do every single Monday. I do this hardcore workout. It's free on YouTube. You type in level 6 exercise. That's all you got to do. Level 6 exercise, and the workout comes out. It's Jordan Yee, and the guy will bust your butt. Right here. Here it is. Killer body workout. It is 27 minutes long. But you just, even he gets winded, and he's in amazing shape. He is in amazing. Look at this guy. And it's just going to be a collection of, burpees with push-ups, really hard, then push-ups. Then you're going to be doing these, running man, right? Then you're going to be doing crunches, lunges, right? I guess, yeah, or yeah, and nice little dips there. More push-ups, straight push-ups, right? Then you're doing squats while you jump up in the air. And then these lunges are oh my gosh. These hurt so bad. By the 4th time you're doing these, oh my God, it burns. The burn is insane. Anyway, If you want to jump on in, that is free. That's a free workout. It's posted in my trading group. Jump on in inside of the Lifer Ideas. I separate it so you don't even have to look at it if you don't want. It's in the ideas section. So last night I talked about longing. We pumped. I sold my trades. I gave it to the trading group. I said I'm out. I took one trade for about 1880 and another trade for 780. Beautiful gains. You can, and I can show you right when I woke up, it was 750 in the morning. That one was 1898. I took it for 1850. This one was 11. I took it for it was about 780. I didn't get the whole 1100. Okay. And I was up even more when we were all the way at the top at 90,005. I probably was up I must have been up, 3,600 possibly, but still beautiful take. And now I'm kind of seeing what could happen as we continue. I like the bigger time frames. If we can stay above the 200, if the 3-day can close above the 200 moving average, I like it as a long-term trade. But we're going to break that down in a second and have some fun. So shout out to everyone here. How's the chat? Let me take a look at the chat. God bless you all. If you want to trade where we trade, hit weeks, BTCC. Why BTCC? I'll tell you why. Why multiple exchanges? Sam, why do you have MEXC, weeks, and BTCC? Well, MEXC has the lowest fees in the game where I trade larger positions, okay? And I've been on there for years, so it's cozy. Weeks, because I really like the fast price action on the smaller time frames. I like the liquidity that they have. I like their customer service. And Weeks just also runs well, very, very well, very fast, no issues. I'm in and out on Weeks, and the fees are decent, okay? So I like Weeks. Comparatively to the biggest boys, they're a lot lower, okay? So they're competitively priced, And then BTCC, because I could trade anything from gold to Tesla. Look at, I'm up on my Tesla trade 237%. Imagine putting in 265 and making $600. Imagine putting $1,800 and making $1,200. Essentially putting in $2,000 and making almost $1,800 off your $2,000. Taking about a week and a half, right? Just by understanding how charts work. Taking proper risk, $2,000 for $11,000. Okay, and here we go. And this could be a long haul. We could get out of this trade, it could be January or February when we finally get out of this. Looking for gold to pump to 5,400 as they inject more and more liquidity into the market. There's no place for it to go. The dollar loses value. Gold goes up in price. Real estate starts to go up in price again too, in my humble opinion. And so I like what we're seeing here. So gold and Tesla, I gave these trades to my trading group. And really, there's never been, hey, sit in them. I even gave another entry when the price action made like a flag there on the 1 hour time frame. This one right here. And I showed it, and that has pumped. That was a gimme right there at 4-3-2-1. So anyway, and you never know, maybe it could dump in my face. I'm not trying to say I'm the greatest in sliced bread. I'm just showing you what has happened so far. Again, someone could have put $100,000 and already made $100,000 off this trade. So it is what it is. Some people trade options, and some people say, Sam, why so small? I'll be honest, because I have multiple accounts, and I was just trying to add a little more to this account at the end of the year. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to be too greedy. That's all. Just, $30,000, turn the $30,000 into maybe $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. I mean, that's amazing. If I turn 30 into 50 on the bigger, and I only use $2,000 of the 30,000, isn't that amazing? So you only use 2,000 of your 30,000, and you turn your 30,000 into 50,000. That is an amazing feat. Anyway, I can teach you so many different ways to trade that I've never even explained on this channel. I haven't even pierced the top of all the things I know. And people think, and I've talked for 2 hours a day for years, and I still haven't given you guys everything. And people still think they've learned everything on this channel. No. There is so much to be had. And on these beautiful, slow vacation days, this is when Bitcoin can creep up on you. So anyway, we know what Bitcoin's about to do. We're going to sit in that 1 hour. We're looking for it to flag out and then massively pump. It's been waiting to break above this 200 moving average since it lost it on December 12th. That's 10 days straight of pain. And we've been fighting these crazy liquidation levels. And I made money on these, and that's my perfect sells. I sell at the 200 moving average. I teach my students this. I taught you how we buy when it crosses the 1 minute 200 and sell when it hits, I'm actually going to make a video series on this of how to use progressive 200s through moving averages. I got to come up with a name for it. Something combined with what I just said. So we have the quantum. I have quantum projection theory, right? Which is when I teach you how to make two patterns at once and wait for one of them to fill. Get rid of the other one and then trade like a boss. Because that way you're ready for both things that could happen. You're quantum. You're now the particle and the wave at the same time. It doesn't matter what happens. You take the trade because the trade hits the 21. You're not trading patterns technically, but you're trading circumstance with moving average. It changes the game. You're not, and then that means the way you're going about the trade is different than like millions of billions of, no one's doing this. No one's doing this. No one's done this. I've never heard of it. No one calls this. And then I call it the Twisted Sister. I have a name for it. My system is so unique, so different, with different unique names. Sammy, Cup, and Handy. You've never heard of stuff like this. It's insanity. This is why people want to know what's up. You know, I was going to tell a story today. In a little while, I am going to tell some stories. I'm going to get deep today. I am. It hit me, and I said, man, it's time to get deep. I'm going to save a few of them for Crypto Billy's open mic there tomorrow night on Spaces. I hope you jump on in. Tomorrow night, we're having an amazing, amazing Spaces. How would you know about? How could you find out? Well, you could search up here if you didn't know. Hit the @ symbol, right? Hit crypto. Okay. And I already know Billy, but if not, write the word Billy in. Okay. And find Crypto Billy with the 111. Hit him up. Okay. Follow him real quick. See how I follow him? Don't unfollow him. Okay. That's not what you're supposed to do. Like, I'm not, you know, don't do the, like, don't do that. So, and then set a reminder for the upcoming Spaces. I'm actually going to put a link here to this, right? I believe this will be the link to it. And I'll actually put a link to this post. I believe I can do that too, right here. I hit this copy link. So go to there and just go to that Spaces. Don't play yourself. It's going to be one to remember. I'm telling you, I'm going to be there. We're all going to be there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So I'm excited. You should be excited. All right. So let's take a look. So yes, so Bitcoin back to the 21. This all makes sense. Nice consolidation, nothing crazy. Unless we were to lose the 200. Again, what's bearish is we could be doing one of these. Some type of head and shoulder pattern that dumps to the downside, right? So that's why we're going to wait until we get back into the trade here. If there is going to be a live trade. Monday's tough. I already sold my trades this morning too, and I told everyone what I did. So we nailed it. Yeah. Bought 2 homes, built brand new side by side for 32. Now each home is estimated about 600 each. Everyone is moving to Florida, so I'm thinking prices will be. Dude, you're a baller. Smart move, man. You could sell 1 and pay for 2, man. That's amazing. Blessings on blessings. That's like that's the American dream though. But you busted your butt, and you learned how to build, and you put in the work, and that's years of all the hard work you put in. It wasn't just today. It gets like that's what I was listening to Jim Rohn. Everyone talks about the overnight win. Oh, he's so lucky. Look what happened to him. But every time you see someone that won big, it's years and years of preparation. You know, the Super Bowl guy holds up the trophy. Everyone knew, oh, you know, the backup quarterback that, you know, Tom Brady was the backup quarterback. Nobody knew. He held the trophy. Nobody knew who he was. It wasn't like he was, you know what I mean? He was a rookie that jumped in that year, the year he won the Super Bowl. You know, 2021, I'll always remember, 2001 is the year I got to college, started my college career. It was such a big time for me. I was 18. Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. I moved to New York. Everyone hating on the Patriots and the Red Sox. It was crazy. You know, that was the year too. And then the Patriots and the Red Sox had that amazing comeback. We were up all night in the 13th inning, like twice. It was insane. And they beat the Yankees as they were down 3-1. I mean, it broke the curse, the whole thing. I know, it's sports. But, man, you got to live it. If you're from Boston, man, Boston sports, I'm from Boston. Some people are like, oh, no, I'm tuning out right now. I never knew that. I try to keep it on the low. If you're not from America, people like, there's a love and hate for people from Boston around the world. In America, it's funny. Anyway, let's do our top-down analysis for BTC, but blessings to everybody out here. I hope you go to that Spaces. Yeah, my Browns went through 24 quarterbacks. I know, it's crazy, man. I always used to think about the Cleveland Browns because my friend's dad was a Browns fan, and it was like so sad. You guys had to go through so much pain. The Jets, too. Like, why did Jets fans have to lose so much? The Giants are starting to fall into that, like, just like a losing team, you know? Washington, they've never really been that good. Sad to see Detroit collapse this year. They were so amazing last year. I like Jeff Goff. He's strong. But big game, big win last night. Anyway, it's probably fake, the NFL, so get back to the charts. You know what I mean? Seriously. But hey, it's a good time, right? Dub Bears. Dub Bears, go Brown. Shout out to crypto. So let's take a look here. We have what's called hidden bullish divergence. It would tell you that the net 1 or 2 of these months is going to boom. And a fast move down usually gives you a fast move back up. There's not a lot of support or resistance here on the monthly. Next big resistance is 1024. And you can see that for whatever reason, we are holding support at 82,000. We did a tweezer bottom, came up, and we're making a higher low as I am concerned at the present moment in time. Again, I've seen this many times, so I have a lot of faith in this indicator. And you say, well, what indicator, Sam? I didn't see you go up to the indicators and put an indicator on. And it's not an indicator per se. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not an indicator per se. You know what I'm saying? It's you got to mess with people, man. It can't be the same every single minute. You know, it can't be the same. There's got to be some breakout, a little breakup in the move. So look, we've got this move up, move up. We've got this move down. We're on the fib. The stochastics are getting low. I'm looking for lack of bearish momentum in the MACD, like a small MACD comparatively. And then, man, you'd be surprised how this whole steam, you know what I mean? It could turn around. It could. So the bigger time frame is the most bullish. And that's the... And again, what I still keep seeing is like, okay, fine. But isn't that just going to be the right shoulder? And it probably could be. And then we dump and we have ourselves a bear market and then we come back up. And, you know, or do we just, you know, is it something unreal? It could be a Livermore cylinder, right? On a very large time frame. You know, the Jesse Livermore? You know what I'm saying? The guy who ended up dying in a closet. Sad to say, but hey, he's like, you know, he's from Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts. Made 100 mil in like the 1920s, man. I got a whole story on him on my YouTube channel. We do like mini documentaries about trading and trading stuff, and Jesse Livermore, unbelievable. So that's the Livermore cylinder. You know, it's something like this. You would come up, down, kind of down a little bit, and then back out of here. It's happened. Wouldn't be the first time. Could come all the way back down too. It's been known to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then break out. You see? Be crazy to see us go to 129 and back to 98 again. That would be how you really get everyone going. But if you break this high, you have to assume you'll make a higher low. So that's as long as you close monthly candles above these two, you're good to go. And see, Bitcoin's creating monthly structure now, which it kind of has to listen to. And so now people are sinking their teeth into monthly structure. Look, I go over the monthly every day now. I didn't do that last year, 2 years ago. Why? Because it didn't have enough structure. The monthly was just this. Now we had a bull flag that broke out. We had another bull. You know what I mean? We had a hidden bullish divergence there. Let me show you what I mean. This is hidden bullish right here for Bitcoin. I mean, you can see this was swinging kind of up, but this was swinging way sharper up. When the angles don't match collectively, it means there's a divergence, and that's, you know. So this is kind of like the mastermind outside ideas that no one else will really show you. You won't find on any other channel, but it's based on real science. It's based on real data. It's based on real information that's just been collected over time. You know, this channel is a depository of age-old information that's regurgitated back for you at the right time to give you the proper probability. So, like, let's take a look here. I mean, that is a tweezer bottom. So that tells me that you could long right now. Right here, right now. You know why? Because what happened was, I'm going to show you. Let me write this down. I got to write down what I'm going to do. Because I got to remember what I want to tell you. Let me see here. Oh, this could work. Yeah, this works. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is, tweezer. No, because I'm going to show you something that's very interesting. Very simple. Most of you know this too. You think you know it, but like, I want to kind of really exemplify it and talk about it. Okay. So here's the first thing is this is a possible beautiful trade on the 2-week chart. Number one, not many people use the 2-week chart. So they're not going to stop hunt the 2-week. Okay. I'm just saying, like, you're going to be in the rare form using the 2-week chart. Barely anybody uses the 2-week. Okay. Secondly, okay, the second thing that you're going to do, okay, Oversold stochastics RSI, oversold RSI, MACD kind of, you know. But the second idea here is like these candles also, you know, because people don't use the 2-week chart, these candles are going to put you in a pretty good place. That's all I'm saying. You do whatever makes you happy. But an entry here with a stop just below that wick, or even if you go all the way down to the wick there, I think you still collect, yeah, you're still in a 3-to-1 ratio. I move back to 115. Now, again, there will be some trouble at 100,008, you know, and maybe we don't get past it. But this is starting to show you that there's a hidden bullish divergence on the 2-week chart. I've seen this many times in my life, and I've traded it. See, the difference between seeing it and trading it is huge. I saw it for maybe about 2-3. I knew it, learned it, then saw it for a year, didn't really, you know, was afraid, but saw it play out. Saw it for another year, saw it play out. Then after like 2 years of watching it, like dabbled with it a little bit. You see what I'm saying? And then after like 8 years, like then I started nailing it. And that, for me, it's like, that's how long it took me to like marry patterns and ideas. Hopefully you get them way quicker than me. It doesn't take you 8 years to play hidden bullish. But see, now that I do it forever. See, once you marry a pattern though, you have it forever. It means the probability has now been ingrained in your subconscious. You can now move forward with the pattern. See, it's a beautiful thing. So you know, maybe if you're untrustworthy, it's going to take you a little while. Trusting a pattern and making this trade is like falling in love in a way. I know you'd laugh, but it's funny as it sounds. It's not that funny because, no, seriously, listen to me. Hold on. Why is it like falling in love? Because like to go all the way, to get married, to make it happen, which is basically to make a trade, right? I call getting married and having kids like basically solidifying the story. You meet the woman, but can you get married and have kids? Like, can it go all the way? Can you commit through the relationship and turn it into a family, right? That's the goal, right? The end goal. So you see the trade, that's like, you know, and if you're a woman, it's the man, or, you know, whatever, you know, these days, but, you know, I'll keep it kosher and conservative here. But man or woman, woman or man, you're going, you know, you're looking for that connection. Now, if you don't trust the person, you can never get to the end of the relationship, to the marriage and the kids. Like, you can't get to the end of the trade and get the, you know, the kids are like getting paid. The marriage is the trade ripping to the upside, right? And then when you take profits, that's when you get your kids, right? So think about it. And so every time I find something in the charts, it's about committing to it. Now, if I can't commit to myself and I have a hard time making, like if I said I'm going to work out last week and I don't, I say I'm going to do something, I'll be somewhere at 5 and I show up at 7. You know, I tell my, you know, a family member or someone I'm going to be there at a certain time and I just keep missing that time. It's not a good thing, right? It creates doubt inside of yourself. It hurts yourself more than the people that you don't show up for. You're not showing up for you. I used to do it all the time. I'm the king of this, so I can talk about it. I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody here. If you're hearing me talk about you, then that just means it's time to refine and get more discipline. That's all. It's good to know our weaknesses so we can refine them and become strong. There's nothing wrong with feeling guilty about something you know you should be better at. That just means you need to work on it. Don't be negative about it. Turn it into a positive and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make this my strength. Most people that are really good at something, it was really the thing they were the weakest at. Isn't that funny? Like some of them, you know, they talk about speakers, great public speakers. One guy, he mumbled. He put, you know, I think it was Thomas Paine or someone. I should know the exact person, but he might even been Jim Rohn, you know, but he put pebbles in his mouth until he figured out, you know, and he talked with pebbles in his mouth. Spit one out, and, you know, eventually he learned how to talk. Isn't that crazy? It's like true stories, man. So if you're not good at something, it means you could be the best at it. Remember that. If you're horrible at trading, you keep losing. Every time you hit the button, you lose liquidation after liquidation. Oh my gosh, you're probably on the way to becoming amazing. Because that fight, that burn is created when you lose. Look at all the great movies you've ever seen. How does it usually start? Like, look at Braveheart. He loses something of his. They take something from him. He goes down, right? They take it. He loses. He gets liquidated. They take his love of his life, man. He gets more than liquidated, right? They take it all. And what does he do? He comes back with a vengeance to be the hero, to win, okay? That's the story here. That's crypto Braveheart, man. Crypto lifers, Braveheart. When you see me, think of Braveheart, the movie. Think of Mel Gibson riding on that horse, coming strong with the blue and the white paint. In the middle of the night, remember, he has that thing, and the guy has the nightmare, and then he wakes up, and it's really happening, and he's right there, and it's, boom! It's over, man. We're coming for you, the lifers. It's okay. It's okay. He's like, my baby's crying. I thought this was a family show. So, anyway, so I like what I'm seeing here on the 2-week chart. It looks good to me. Very, very interesting. You see what I'm saying? Let me cook, baby. Let me cook. Let me cook. Let me cook, man. So it's true though. So now we look at the weekly, and the weekly now is suggesting a possible. I mean, it made a tweezer bottom, and now it has a green candle coming. Now I wouldn't take too much into this, but we could pump up at least to the 21-day moving average, right? You can see how that could be something. Make this tight, and not amazing at all. And even if even if we do get a bounce, it could be a very what if it's an inverted head and shoulder that just takes its time? We're talking March or April till we actually begin to break out of here. But hey, it would be amazing. We'd make a higher low, we'd consolidate, and we could possibly move on here. This would be unbelievable, right? The bears would be completely caught off guard. They wouldn't understand. See, I'm open-minded that anything is possible. So if we make a bear flag and dump, which I believe is the most likely because we're in a downtrend, but I'm willing to trade the reversal. And I see ways of trading the reversal, and I know how to trade the reversal. Okay? Bitcoin struggling in Dublin right now. 89,150 getting absolutely clobbered. Not looking good. 89.2. All right? But let's keep moving forward. And that's why people spend so much time. Like we already sold. We took money for the trade last night. I knew to sell that local top there at 90,001, 90,005 there. That area was hot. I'll wait for the 21. You came in with some good action. It was a Monday morning. False move Monday. You know not to play. Right? So now we look at the 5-day chart. And the 5-day chart to me says, hey, you're still in a bear flag. And don't think you're not. And don't get too excited here about these little pumps. And it says, until you break 94,000, really right there, I don't think you should, where that, look, that's a bounce right there. That's going to be your resistance. So unless you break 94K here and use that as some type of support and make your way back up to 105 and 117, and it's crazy is you can see, this is what's interesting. And I've learned this. I've really learned this. And I remember these times. I remember saying stuff like this before and it coming true. So if we break through this and we retest, right? And we get the move to the upside. The idea behind this, right? 94,000 is 94,000 to me is kind of like 100. It's like 110. Because I feel like once you get above 94K, you said that there's no bear flag. And then they don't really, you know what I mean? And then that kind of says that the double bottom played out. And if that played out, that said that was the bottom. And if that's the bottom, the market's going to flip. And then everyone's going to say that was your bottom. Also, the fear and greed being at 10 and 11, I've never not seen that be the bottom. That's always been the bottom. So if that's not the bottom, I'm going to be very, I'm going to just almost it doesn't make sense to me. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be very confusing to me. It'll be the first time that the 10 hit and 11 hit and we didn't bottom. But who knows? I mean, I'm open-minded that maybe it is the first time. See, you can't cling to what you already know just because it happened. You can use it to the best of your abilities. I trade the probabilities. I know when we bounce off the 200. I know when we double bottom. I know, there's certain things. When we tweezer bottom, there's a nice reversal there. And they play out more than they don't, but it doesn't mean they're going to play out every time. That's why we use risk management. So if you do lose, it's okay. So see, there's the key to trading, man. It's just we take probabilities, but we dang well know there's chances we're wrong. That's why people who go all in all the time with no stop loss, I don't use a stop loss. They stop hunt everybody that does that. What do you mean? Last night's stop loss didn't get hit. We got the pump. A lot of these pumps didn't, if you use my trading strategy and the 200 on the right time frame at the right time with good liquidity, man, you have really good odds. So look, the 3-day does have a bit of a double bottom there hanging out. You got to get back above this 200 moving average. If this could close above the 200, to me, there's a trade there. You could front run a break above it, but it's very sketchy. It's playing Russian roulette. And so here's what I really have to be honest about everybody here is this was to me, an ascending triangle or decent, almost even you could say it's more like a flag even like this, see? I like saying the wicks just hit the top and you can see that was your, But, regardless of how I look at it, to me, this was a bearish retest. And so, you've got to get, and I could extend this even. But, you got to get back inside the pattern, in my humble opinion, to remain bullish. Because other than that, you're playing games out here and you're you could just roll right over. Right? Make some heads and just dump. So, I don't know. It's not I'm not saying it looks amazing. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon just yet. I'm going to show you ways to find out. So what we do now is we collect data. So the monthly looks pretty good. The weekly looks all right. There's some reversal. The 2 week, those from the weekly, 2 week, and the monthly, like it looks decent. Like there's signs of reversal. The daily, little sketchy, right? Like kind of a double bottom, but it is a lower low. Stay here is the double bottom right there and right there. And hey, I mean, you've had 5 days of green, but they've been, pretty back and forth. 8 hour time frame, you had that inverted, and then back to that 4 hour that you're just struggling right here at the 200 moving average, which is fine. The coolest thing would be is if you got tight right now and let it take 8 to 12 hours. Like let this just get tight for a day and a half. Like Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, this thing could be ready to cook. Right here would be Tuesday, December 23rd, 1900 hours. All right, so 7 o'clock at night on Tuesday. And you'd hit shift here and go sideways. And you can see, like a day and 8 hours at one day. 6 4-hour candles sideways here. Stay above the 200 or just kind of hang on it up and down. Let the 21 pull up. This is what we're looking for. Just, we got this pump was big. We went sideways for days. This could have easily come back down. This little move up was really kind of a big deal, especially on a low volume weekend. Like it said, hey, all right. And then here we are back on the 1 hour time frame. So to me, I think you want to chill out. I would trade the bigger time frames. I'd be looking for that 3-day candle to get above the 200 moving. You really want to make sure that the 1 hour doesn't lose like 88.8 and the 200. If you lose the 200, this whole thing is a wrap. Like it's kind of like, we're making some nasty pattern and we're coming down. We'd like to, so this kind of in the next 2-3 hours, you got to get a bounce, some sideways price action, and maybe on the small time frame, there's probably some scalp action there for the bulls later on, right after this kind of little swipe down. But be careful. It's Monday. I don't like to trade till Monday afternoon. I can't even believe I woke up to gains. I just did what the charts told me to do, and I woke up in the money. So we'll see. I don't see a live trade just yet right now as price action's kind of breaking down, right? We're losing a lot of the pump we got this morning. Look at your 5-minute. Yeah, you're battling the 200 moving average. Your 1 minute already lost the 200 moving average, right? And look, again, getting in when the 1 minute crosses the 200. Beautiful pump right there. Beautiful pump. Putting your stop below the low that is below the 200 before it crosses never hits. That's an in there at 88 all the way up to 90,000. And I taught you guys how I can make remember I made let's see the trade here, but got in at 89,124, got out at 90,111, right? Made $1,800. So I figured out how to make about 1,000 off of 1,000 or 2,000 after $1,000 move. There I made 1,800 off of $900, about 1,000, a little under, about $4 or $5, $7 shy of $1,000, right? So let me show you here. So see, I got in at 89 and out at about 90,117, right? So that's $1,000. You can see the trade's up $1,898. Did use about 20 grand to do that, right? At a high, what was my leverage? Let me see. Because that's the thing too. People show trades, but they're like, well, how much did you use? What was the leverage? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the most important part. I used to never know that. And whenever I see someone trading, I always slow down and I look at their trade and I examine it. And I'm like, what did they do to get that trade? What were they, So the leverage was, it was small. It was 8x at isolated, right? So yeah, it was like $88,000 trade, $100,000 in the trade. That's a good position for me, about 80 to 100 grand, like after margin. And when I say the good position, I mean like when someone says I'm in a $100,000 position, what is that? I don't know what that means to you, Lev, right? But to me, that's like 10K of their own money in at 10x Lev. So they're not using 100K of their money. They're using 10K at 10X to create a $100,000 position. And it could be 5,000 at 20X. It could be 1,000 at 100X. You know what I mean? The higher the leverage, the higher the liquidation level. You see? So if you go in for a $100,000 position and you go 10 grand for 10x, and you go in right now at 89,250, your liquidation might be, let's say, 88,000. But you do 100x with 1,000, your liquidation's probably like 88,900. You know what I mean? Or it might even be 89, 20, like 89,020. Like, and the closer you are to actual price action. So you have to be, the higher your leverage, you got to be perfect. You basically have to be perfect. You know, so when you see someone trading high lev and they're nailing it, they're using some type of like low mitigation strategy, which is a little different that we do teach, or they're just super risky and they're showing you the wins, but never the losses. Because you know when someone trades high lev, there's going to be some loss at one point. It's just a pack. I've never seen someone, even someone that's gone 100 straight, has eventually taken a massive L. I've seen a great trader, best trader in the game, but never. There was one trader out there. I don't even know all their names, and I don't want to, you know, and even if I did, I wouldn't say because it doesn't matter to me. But there was a lot of traders that were heavy lev traders, right? And remember October 10th, it just wiped them out. Like wiped them out. They got absolutely wiped. So we're watching Bitcoin to make sure it can, to see, you know, not to make sure, but to see if it makes this nice little bull flag here. 15-minute, 1 hour time frame. Important that it gets a little bounce here, starts to go sideways off the 21 on the 1 hour too. Beautiful place to do that. Let the 1 hour cook over. And about 8 to 9 hours from now, we have a beautiful sideways flag that pumps to the upside. So, yeah, so that's Bitcoin. We just took you from the monthly all the way down to the 1 hour, even the 15, the 5, the 1 minute time frame, kind of nitty gritty. And look, resistance, 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 resistance. You just got to stay back above 80, 89K now. I mean, that was such a solid resistance to flip. And on top of that, you were using the 200 moving average. Major resistance there. Now you kind of bounced off of it twice. So you can see how you SR flipped not only this area with the SR flip, but you also SR flipped the 200 moving average. There's also a point of control here on the POC, on the VRVP, and you gapped up to the top. I mean, you made it through the gap that they said you would. So this told you where you're going. And you get above here, it says, hey, you're going to 92K. There it is. And there's your chunk right there waiting for you. So it's like, boom. And honestly, on top of that, look, can't you see an ICT gap? Which is like, so whether you use ICT, look, because there's a 2 wicks right there. And you can see there's a massive gap. There's a fair value gap. I think that's what they call those youngin' boys playing that ICT stuff. Is that a fair value gap there, boys? But it is. I mean, that wick comes to that wick. You have a big open space. You're going to come eat up that liquidity. And look, you could use this, or you could just use the VRVP and supportive resistance. It also tells you very similar behavior. Okay? Because the information comes from the information. The same thing that keeps the fair value gap creates this gap on the VRVP, right? So it's like, because only so many people are going to buy and sell at one point. And so the big buys and sells are overlapped on any strategy you use over time, right? Makes sense. The more mathematical you get and probability, the more probabilities you use, the more you'll realize, like, you can almost see everybody's strategy inside of a strategy. Even right now, look, if we open this up, you can see how Bitcoin possibly is still inside of a bigger flag. Kind of a larger ascending triangle that could still break up or down. You know, that measured move just brings you higher to 95,000 and gets you tighter in the zone. So I see sideways price action for Bitcoin. Beautiful pump. I like how we broke back above some key levels, 89K, 88,008 there. But today we got to hold them. And I wouldn't be surprised if we just go sideways now for the next 5 to 7 hours on this. You know, most people are traveling, less people in the market. They when they went to go get whoever they did just now on the shorts, there probably was just not that many participants as well. So it couldn't start a massive short squeeze. So now what we need is a build up. We need some build up period, consolidation before we can get the bigger move. Shout out to Grandmaster, friend of the house. I love me a good guy. I love you, man. You're too much. Shout out to my man, Grandmaster friend. We love you, man. And anyone, if you want to jump on in and learn with us and find out more, okay, we've got an amazing strategy here. Let's let me see here. I believe I have it. No, where are you over here? Come on, baby. There we are. Jump on in, hit this QR code to find out more, okay? But inside of my Discord, we teach another strategy, okay? That just teaches you another way to trade lev, okay? If you're like obsessed with lev, you're on lev all night long, you can't really swing trade for 5 or 6 days, right? Like my golden Tesla trades are boring for you. You want to be in all night and you can't stop, but you keep losing and you need help and someone to kind of watch over you a little bit. hit this QR code to find out more, okay? It's an extra $300 one time, but you do get extra guidance and a weekly Zoom mentoring. So jump on it today if you need that. We offer that as well inside of the Discord. Amazing. Master friend, thank you. Please share and subscribe. Hey, that's me. Yo, if you have one shot, one opportunity, will you capture it or let it slip? Yeah. Okay, so we talked about, remember we mentioned tweezer bottoms today? Okay. So we know Bitcoin, we're going to let it cook. It could dump on our face. So here's the deal. There's like two scenarios. It makes a horrible, complex head and shoulder, and it dumps. It loses the 200 on the 15, then on the 1 hour. And we lose this level 2. We don't respect the previous resistance as support. We just chuck down below the 4 hour 200 and we get rejected. And this is just a fake out. And we don't. And maybe we make a massive double bottom here. See this? Maybe that ends up being the double bottom at 84K. It actually could be a triple bottom. So I'm open-minded. So that's the worst case scenario. That's the bearish scenario today if things don't go the bull's way. And then if it's bullish, I say we just go sideways and we stack a beautiful consolidation that allows us to go long in somewhere between 6 and 10 hours. Preferably. It could be 12 or 15. We'll watch it. Just like this one, I thought we would break out here, then here. We eventually did break out, right? But it was like 40 hours later. And you go back, well, how did you know, or how can you figure out? Well, you can grab shift and go sideways. And look, that was 2 days and 15 hours. Dang, right? So you're talking like 60 hours. It's crazy. 48 and 15 is 63 hours. That was a 63-hour flag. Will this do the same? Maybe. It might be Wednesday by the time this breaks out. That's kind of how it is. Cherry City Bullies always holding me down. Much love and respect. Always, Sam. Can you please take a peek at link on the daily? Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That's so nice of you. Let's take a look at link on the daily for my man. And I'm watching Zcash. Now, if Bitcoin falls out, it's bearish. But if it can get tight, if Bitcoin gets tight, man, there's a possible move here for Zcash. You might want to write it down. It's the 21 above the 202, which is my oh so lovely, beautiful thing. And 2.5 if you have to go below the 200 there. Does that workout make your knees weak or feel like your arms are heavy? Perhaps pains, palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti. You're silly, man. I did that workout and threw up my spaghetti for the night before. That workout is. Did you really though? Because when I first did that workout, it made me gag. I'm serious. My wife picked it out one day. She's like, "Hey, why don't you try this one? It's a little different than your other one." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." And I did it. And as I'm doing it, it's like so hard, but I don't want to fail because I want to show her I'm macho. So I keep doing it. When I end, I pass out on the ground and I almost throw up. I think I did throw up actually. I was wheezing. But that was 2 years ago. That was 2024, January of 2024 in my house in Boston when I started doing that workout. Since then, I've now really got accustomed to that workout and I really like it. Let's take a look at Chainlink here on the daily time frame and see what's happening to Chainlink. So it's peaking above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. I would just flag it out, just like Bitcoin. So if if you already know your sauce and you're one of the lifers and you just need to know the update here, we're going to do both though. But I would just watch this 1 hour. Look for it to flag out with this 200 move. And if the 21 kind of can cross, so what you're looking for is you're looking for price action to get nice and tight. The 21, and you're looking for, and then boom. And look, it's going to blow through the gap. This thing's going to head to the top of liquidity here. To the value area high, $14. Looks like it can do it. So I see a pathway for goodness for Chainlink. Let's take a look at the weekly and whittle our way on down here. Yeah, and so Chainlink loves to hit this key area as well. It seems to be its bottom base. This is where it likes to bounce. Hugging a higher low, just barely there on that weekly 200 moving average. But the weekly 200 is discount status. When something's on the weekly 200, you're definitely not buying the top. You're buying very close. If you just go study every chart in the world that ever had a good pump and say, hey, what if I bought the weekly 200 moving, right? And you'll go back and say, wow, that's amazing. We could look at Google. We could look at, Meta. We could look at a bunch of stocks And you can look at for anything you want, really. And I think you'll see. So that tells me that's a really good buy. Now, I own a big old bag of chain link. Like, I think it's around 50,000 right now. Maybe a little higher, 670 grand. It's on a hardware wallet. I haven't looked at it in a while, so it's stashed. But the idea is, man, yeah. You know, so I do own chain link. I believe in it. This is a key area where price action has come many times to hang. Resistance, it fell through. Now it seems to be holding. And again, it's treachery to buy altcoins right now. But if I was willing to hold Chainlink for the next 3 to 4 years, to me, that's a beautiful buy. So like, and that's me. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. For me personally, if I'm going to buy something now, okay, massive pump coming, my man. Shout out to my man, Level Prank. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We love you. You guys make this stream amazing. Shout out to the 1,300 beautiful souls here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. The more likes that you guys hit, the more you make it happen. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm working on getting fit like the lifer. Do you take supplements like protein powder and creatine? I don't, but I want to start taking creatine. I keep watching these health people that tell me creatine is clearing their mind, making them feel better. You know? Yeah. Our goat. Do you have an update on your copy trades? I don't have copy trades. I don't know who told you that. Yeah. I hope you're not watching someone or following someone else that's telling you I copy, because yeah, I don't. It's an inverted complex head and shoulder on the 1 minute. I love it. You sound like a boss. Shout out to Underground Crypto in the house. Shout out to Mr. Butters. Shout out to Vetty Goat. My man. Gold made a new all-time high again. Again. Look at $1,400. Yeah, we're ripping. 4,434. 34 like Paul Pierce, baby. The double P's. Bitcoin doing what it's supposed to. Taking the higher road. We want it to take the higher road to the 21. Meaning we don't want to see a falling wedge 20, you know, which is fine. We could see it. Both of these could happen and we could be great. But I'd like this top one preferably. This is the outcome I would like to take. That is the quantum trajectory I would like to choose. That's the reality I would like to step into. Okay. Creatine monohydrate is definitely good for the brain. Thanks. I don't hear love very much. I hit the like at number 27. Well, we love you. And you're awesome. Shout out to Level Prank. We love you, man. I love everybody here. I love Echo Leaf. He's been super nice to me. I love Cherry City Bully. He's been super, super appreciative and nice to me this whole time. Like, I love Jamal Antonio. He's come to my house numerous times. Great guy. I love Arthur Mike Mikulski. I like my man Alec Sanskanov. He's been around. Underground Cryptos is my buddy. I love him. He's picked me up from the airport. Much love. I love Reliable Jay. He gave me a t-shirt and came to dinner. I met him in Vegas and I met him in Florida, 2 places. I love Servando Estrada. He's been on the stream for a long time. Man, Mr. Butters has been holding me down for a long time. Dot Wook is new. I should know you, but I think that name's new, man. Shout out to the new people that are here. MK Buzz. Shout out to Ahmed SGF. Shout out to Karka Gamer. Big Love Lifer. Thank you. Shout out Seek Parabolic has been around a long time. Chris Goss has been around a long time. We love you, bro. Yeah. Crypto Samo. We love you, man. Merry Christmas, Sammy. Thank you, man. God bless you, brother. Another Samo in the chat. Crypto Bull here. Look at all these awesome people, man. I love you too, sweetie. Thank you, sweet cakes. Jesus. When are you coming back to the UAE? You never know, man. Sometime in February, it looks like. So we're looking for Bitcoin to go sideways and not down. That's just the key. I mean, of course, right? But no, but there's a reason for it, right? And there's a probability attached to it, and there's a whole basis. And my whole system is based on that idea. So, yeah. We don't miss a stream, baby. Fetty, we love you. I feel you. I see you. Shout out to you, Sammy. Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone here as we close out the year, man. Only 9 days left. Are you kidding me? And we could say we streamed we streamed every single day so far. 9 more days. I don't even want to say anything. When the last stream ends, when I'm about to hit the end button, we can be like, all right. We did 2025. I mean, what an amazing year it was. One of the best years of my life. If every year was like 2025, that's what's so sad. But hey, man, maybe the best is yet to come. You think this is the best year. There's maybe more. There's got to be more coming. I say that at the end of every year, I say, how could I have topped that year? How? We hit 100K this year, right? I did so much with my life. We changed the world. We flew around the world. We got the Lambo, went Lambo. We checked that all. We did it all. What else is there left to do, right? I mean, there's so much left. I'm just joking, but I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Hello from the dirty man. God bless you, man. Yeah. It's a family affair around here. Blessed to be here, Sam. Thanks for all your knowledge. Thank you. Hey, Sammy, can we plan something special for the last stream of the year? Be pretty cool, man. Yes, exactly. Holding a support. I like what's going on right now for Bitcoin. But let's see. We got to let it. It's going to take some time, in my humble opinion. So Chainlink, back to Chainlink on the weekly. Let's kind of get more into this 5-day chart. Someone said, you're more of a businessman than a trader. He's like, but I made a business out of trading. I don't know. I mean, I think that's an applause. I don't know. However it works, right? Well, look, bouncing off this key area because I traded my whole life, man. It's like trading is my life. I gave my life to trading. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about some things later. Yeah, I got so much to talk about. But so tweezer bottoms. Like I just wanted to say, 2-3 years ago I used to see it. And about 2 years ago, and honestly this summer, because I was busy a lot this summer, right? You're with your family, you're hanging out. You don't stare at the charts all day long. And I would just be like, you know what? I like this candle next to that candle. And I'd get in right there with a stop below. I'd come back, I'd make a couple grand, I'd get out. I'd see it again, I'd get in, I'd get out. And I just started trading tweezer bottoms a lot. Unlike the 4 hour, anywhere between the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. Whenever I saw a green candle next to a red one, I'd get in with my stop below the wick. I would try to front run it sometimes, or if the next candle had another wick, I'd get in right. Like that's a really nice one right there because it wicks back down. What I liked about it is I never had to risk more than like 1,000 to try to make a 3. Basically, if I hit the target, it would be like 4 to 5. A lot of times, all I need to do is hit a little bit, though, right? So look at Chainlink. Whenever these get tight, I see his pump up to the 200 moving average. I've seen it happen on all sorts of assets. It doesn't matter the asset. It's just an algorithmic move. I see us moving up here, and then you can see there's a nice gap here. Chainlink looks like it's busting out. Kind of like an inverted head and shoulder, like an awkward one, though, breaking back up to about 13. Looks interesting, right? And you can see the daily is attempting to kind of... Let's take a look here. I feel like this was it. I mean, it broke out. Now it's retesting the same pattern that. Now you need a bounce. So now you would look again. And it's probably doing, what Bitcoin is. And so we're back here to that same idea. This was the resistance Bitcoin was making. It broke back out with Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin pumps, you have to understand, it's just going to, I know, as much as people think it's independent, the whole market is, well, if Bitcoin stabilizes, people will play with altcoins again. It's almost like playing with altcoins. Here's a really good example. I came up with a really good metaphor, okay? And this is really true. So there's a giant ship, let's just say, back in the day. And there's tables on the ship. And people like to play games on those tables. Now on ships, they do have tables with weight on them. Like the table will look like this, and it'll have a big concrete weight here. So when the ship goes back and forth, like the ship will lean this way, the table will actually swing, and you can still eat. I have tables like this. The whole ship was leaning. We're sitting there eating, and the table is actually completely flat. You could put a cup on the leaning part of the table, and it actually rolls up the table. It's really strange. It's like this phenomenon. Anyway, my whole point is you could be eating, and so altcoins is like people that are playing chess, backgammon, right? Now, if the ship has a huge rock and it goes back and forth and a huge wave hits it, like all the games fall off onto the table, onto the ground, right? And all the games get messed up. So Bitcoin is the ship, and the altcoins are all these little games, and we need Bitcoin to stay flat, maneuver, pick up momentum, get into a nice tack, and really start crushing the waves. Boom, 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 moving up nice. Bitcoin breaks from a key level. We know we're not going to crash anymore. People can start playing games again. All right, altcoins will come back to life. But altcoins will not come back to life. People cannot play this game if Bitcoin is up and down, back and forth in choppy water. So until Bitcoin tells us it's going to hang, altcoins aren't going to bang. That's just how it is. All right, you're going to get a few here and there. They're going to do some damage randomly, like we had, this weekend, a couple weird little coins. But for the most part, that's not the footprint of the real market. And I don't think you should take that as the footprint of the real market. You see, and anything is possible. So tightness, can we get up there to 1356? How about there to 1305, right? Can you also look at Luna 2? Thank you. Sammy, a gift for coming up with metaphors. So much personal. Yeah. So we just want to see Chainlink go sideways and break out to see if, you want to see if this can come out. But again, we're all looking for Bitcoin to do something special today and make that key level sideways. We're looking to trade it tonight at 6 or 7 p.m. like I do on Mondays. I love Monday afternoons. And I go over this all the time. Shout out from Coachella. What platform are you using right now? Good sir. We're using TradingView, Maxi, Weeks. If I'm going to open up a trade, I'm going to open up a trade on Weeks today. That's going to be my place. All right. I like what I'm seeing here so far. What we're watching now is to see if we can flag out on the 1 hour. I like the bounce off the 21 and the new candle forming. We don't want to see as a downtrending flag. We want to see an uptrending flag or sideways trending flag. I'd like 6 to 8 hours of sideways price action. Even 10, I'll take 10. And a breakout later on. This would be the most ideal thing right now. So I set the trade up, right? Could be an entry there at 89, go to 92. And again, if we get 89 and 92, I can make 2 to 3 grand. I figured out a way to make 1,000 off of $1,000 Bitcoin move, and usually a little bit more. All right. Night, please, distinguished gentlemen, sir. Anytime, James Jones. If I only had 1K to leverage trade, should I target 100 take profit on trade? You should do whatever makes you happy, but that's a lot almost. Yeah. So let's take a look here. Someone asked about night. Let's take a look at night. Remember, midnight is Cardano's new thing. And people are going to be paying attention to midnight. But, wow. So midnight had the breakout. We looked at it. Tight moving averages. Said it was going to get to 10 cents, and it did. We talked about it. Someone asked about me yesterday. I said, hey, you take that measured move, which is length of the pole. I said, it's tight. I said, it seems like it's going up to 10 cents. It actually ripped up to 11.8. And came back down. So midnight did the thing from 6 to 10 cents. That's a 40% gain. And really even higher than we first looked at it. There at 5 cents, it's doubled up. So congratulations to anyone that jumped into midnight. We went over this yesterday. It hit the target. Is there more coming now? I mean, it's really far from the daily 21-day moving average. I would look for this to kind of come down now. Let's take a look at it on the 8 hour. Yeah, a little far from the 21 there on the 8 hour time frame. So we got to move. Beautiful pump. And then you guys can screenshot this for a second here. I'll take a screenshot of it there. I mean, midnight, just ripping. Little sketchy now. Some bear div there. Looks almost like it's in a symmetrical triangle. Looks, it has some support there and there. It's ripped up hard. Again, it's in this like symmetrical. It could go either way. I mean, I guess if Bitcoin rips, it might follow. But then I see a cascation, like it's going to come down hard. If that is the word, cascation. It's going to cascade down, baby. It's like when a waterfall, right? Always like that, like cascade. I love these words. You don't hear them all the time, right? But then they just come up out of nowhere, right? A steep, usually small fall of water, a cascade. You know what I mean? Like it's cascading down upon me. Let's take a look at power. Power's hot. So I don't know. It's any man's game now, but it's likely more like it's going to come down to the 1 hour 200 moving average. Likely going to break down. Good place to take some profits. Power protocol. So we looked at it last year. It pumped, came up and down. Now it's sideways still. It has a good idea, but altcoins are just very, very risky right now. So they don't have, like I told you, you're playing cards on a boat that's moving around. Okay, you don't know if you get to go to the bathroom, if the cards are going to be where you put them. You're playing chess. You don't know if the pieces you put on the board are going to be there. Looks like there may be, it may be wrong. So it's not like perfect day here. So look, this is what you do now, though. is to see if you can, you know, I'm always building consolidation. If I can get consolidation, I get a move, right? Because consolidation gives me the best risk to reward. Anyone can jump into a candle, they're just ripping, but like, what does that mean? Can you replicate that? Can you replicate jumping into a green candle? I can't. I can replicate a moving average cross, and when price action gets very tight, it tells me something's happening. So bring up these moving averages, get tight. And so there, like once I'll do this for hundreds of coins, and then I'll set 1, 2, and I'll set like 3 alerts here. So the, you know, one will get ripped up, the next one will be there, the next one, depending. And there we go. And you'll see this one is attached to that, that's attached to that, that's attached to that. And that little blue alarm clock tells you, you know. No request, just showing love to the man. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. You didn't have to do that, but you did that. I'll come back to you tenfold. Shout out to my man in Qatar. Yeah. Did lighter find its way? No, we got light, but not lighter. I think we got to go here. Funny Petro Pang. This stuff is garbage, man. Now it looks like it's in the dumps, man. I don't know. I wouldn't want to look at any of this stuff. You know, beat was hot. Let's take a look at beat. Beat was actually interesting. I don't know why it separated itself from the herd, but hey, I just look for good consult. I scan the market and I can see something that looks good. So I looked at beat and I told my trading group to watch beat and pay attention. It looked like one of the only coins with some love when it was somewhere around there, right? And look, it's up, you know, 55% and the target is all the way there at 631. Looks like it's going to go up to the target. It just looks nice. That's a beautiful breakout. Inverted head and shoulder, bit of an Adam and Eve, double bottom there. It's going to cool off, wait for the 21 to cross. So like, again, like the whole market, we got a nice pump on the 1 hour. Everything's a bit, you know, actually that looks pretty good. I'd flag this out. This thing looks like it's getting ready for more consolidation and a bigger pump. Again, it's low, it's lower volume, high risk for sure. Like I told you, you're playing cards in a boat that's moving. No matter how good it looks, always tell yourself that it's high risk today. Like people get accustomed to thinking, oh, it's all good again because one trade goes well and the whole market's back to where it was. And it's like or it's a false sense of security for a split second and you get that feeling. You don't want to be like that. You want to kind of take a deep breath and realize, yeah, it ain't going to happen just that way, right? So, do you think there'll be a retracement? A retracement? I don't know what that means. Hey, Sam, how is Astra looking? Astra looks pretty beat. Send in a super chat for TA and deep dive. Let me know if you want to, you know, move the show in that direction. Let's take a look if I'm missing anything too. US oil is showing a bullish div of the weekly. Thought you might be interested. Thank you. That's interesting. Shout out to Sumit Hardwani. Please advise Myex and Dash. Zeki boy is consolidating. You're funny, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to my awesome people here. I feel like we have more Indian people recently, I've found. And thank you so much, man. Shout out to the Indian population. We love you. It might be my guy. I think it's my guy that I met in Portugal sending some people our way, man, because he's such a good dude. Nice guy. I gotta hit him up to hang out. So, I mean, this is getting tight. It's just kind of like what we just saw. We looked at this in another coin, right? It was in that symmetrical triangle. I mean, if Bitcoin breaks out, this could follow a big breakout. I do like the 21 above the 200. I don't love the symmetrical triangle. 50-50, but it is oversold. It's showing signs of support, and the 4 hour's not amazing. Might want to wait for the 4 hour to consolidate, but it's looking bullish for whatever reason. And it's making higher lows, and it's double bottomed and is now flagging out. I could see this thing get to 416. Just a little high risk for me. Dash, we looked at yesterday. Remember, it's to the very bottom on the daily. Either you have the guts to get in or you don't. It's really, you know, it takes some time and some thought. It had a low, had a high, it came up. You can say, look, it's in this symmetrical triangle. Everything's about to pump. Everything is pretty tight. Everything's waiting to see what Bitcoin's going to do. You see? The cards are on the table. You bounce off the 200 moving hour and entry here with a stop below the 200. Beautiful low risk position because you could be buying the absolute bottom. You don't have to risk a lot. And there's a chance that actually does moon to the upside. So, hey, But it's up to you. You got to believe in this stuff. You got to do the TA. You got to get the education. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. This is just, technical analysis. That's the 200 moving average. You got low stochastics. Yeah. We looked at Link on the daily. Thank you so much, Cherry City Bullies. Shout out to Underground Cryptos. Just going through all these. Can we look at Tau? Sal Flowers asks about Tau. And Luna too. Let's take a look at Tau. Tau was the least risky coin to hold during this whole entire bearish mode. And while it actually finally dipped comparatively, it's funny, when Bitcoin's dipping, it's going sideways. Now Bitcoin's in better terms and it's dumping. That's so crazy, right? I own some of this long term. Looks like it just, you got to see if it can bounce. I'm surprised it didn't consolidate up here. Looks like it's making like a triple bottom type with a higher low. I just look for consolidation, honestly. Such a big coin with such a large market cap, it's just going to take its time. Either you believe in this to hold it for the next 2-3 years or you don't. In my opinion, anything else is a game you're playing. Yeah. And if Bitcoin dumps, it dumps. If Bitcoin doesn't, it does. Looks like it's on its own little sell-off for whatever reason too, though. I don't know why. Seems like it broke a trend line like it needed to be holding. So maybe it's just dipping in for some stop hunting and it's going to break back up. I'd like to see it get back up inside this pattern and turn that into a wick there. But yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't look amazing. I didn't expect that. I expected it to be more sideways. Luna 2, somebody said. I mean, this is down in the dumps. Is this Luna 2? I see that on like the perpetual here. I mean, the same as Luna. Like, it's in the dumps, man. I don't know what to say. It pumped above the daily, though. It's looking okay. 4 hours on the 200 moving average, so it's just a very gutsy place. Like, do you take the call or not? It's up to you. Stop loss below the 200 or below the wick below the 200. To me, it's very gutsy. Not my type of trading. I would wait for it to come up, break out, make a flag. I'd like to see a flag. 1 hour's it's somewhat flagging too, but look, it's tight. But it does look somewhat promising. If Bitcoin breaks out, this thing's going to follow. I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter what it is. But again, high risk. You get a little bit of a dip in a stop hunt for Bitcoin, these will fall back down. So we looked at night, we looked at power. Wow, you guys are powering through. No Crash showing love. Thank you. Not sure if you looked at Sky today, but can I get your thoughts? Thank you. Jay Burke. Let's take a look at Sky. And thank you so much for all the participants today. It's been amazing. I love when people jump in and give us super chats and share their ideas and visions. Wow, Sky ripping. It's funny, Sky was all on my radar before because it was hot back before Bitcoin took its bigger dip. Sky was just like, yeah, Sky coin, baby. Sky protocol. Just want to see if it has a larger, yeah, so it was on here a little bit longer, but came, so it made an inverted head and shoulder and pumped to the daily 200. You see that? Today was I mean, look at that. It fulfilled its destiny, but now it's away from the 21 there. And so you make your new support and resistance lines, and I would flag out the 4 hour. Seriously, the 4 hour is a really good time frame to trade once the markets start to resettle, because then it'll tell you a lot with a stronger, it will just be a stronger signal that you can trade. Now, you trade the 1 hour flag and it probably prevails, but the 4 hour flag is going to do so much more. I'd look for the flag here on the Sky. I'd put an alert here on Sky and start watching it. The coolest thing is when the market flips, because we do this every day, we'll flip. And I'll start pumping out altcoin charts and everyone's going to be like, dang, I wish I, and then they're going to, the gains are going to fly. People are going to join the trading group that aren't in. They're going to say, damn, why did I leave? And by the time they get in and get settled again, half the rally is going to be somewhat over. So if you think leaving and coming back is good, it's not. You want to stay consistent with me. The people that make the most money are the people that don't leave the group and stay consistent, because you never know what we're going to find. We could be days away from one of the biggest hits ever, man. 100xing, 58, you never know. I believe so much opportunity is coming for the people that pay attention. All right? So much opportunity. So, Jim Rohn talked about luck today, and he talked about preparation for luck. And, where we stand. Look, 90,000. 8995. It's looking nice. It's looking nice. She's looking beautiful over here. She's looking beautiful. And again, I know it's hard to do this and it's somewhat counterintuitive to some people, but just trading this 3-day chart today, just getting in right now, front running the fact that this is going to close above the 200, putting stops below the wicks, 1,000 for 6,000 for me, 2,000 for 8,000. I like, and we could get to 110. Heck, this could go all time high. Could be the trade of your lifetime. Again, it could also dump on our face and turn into nada. I get it, Let me show you the most bearish scenario that is still on my mind, that is still lingering, that is still around. It's this idea that the 4-hour could just be making, let's see though, did it break? Let's see. So it's definitely a trend. See this? I mean, look, it broke out the trend today. It's crazy. You see that? It broke the 200 moving average and the trend line. It's a big day. This could be the beginning of one of the biggest moves for Bitcoin ever, man, in the history of its life. People don't realize that. But when you hang out like we do every single day, and you do 2 live streams of the weekend, and you show up every single day, you're going to catch it. When everyone says, you know what, I'm taking the week off because I just can't do it anymore. There's always a few hours in the day. It's sad because if Bitcoin does do some insane move, like it does this double bottom and it rips, and then we know, look, once it does that, it has so much, nothing really stopping it to 111. And once it just nails the shorts completely and this move is made, and look, it could do it. Literally, it could be the 28th of December. Like it really could do something amazing. I don't want to say it for sure and give people FOMO, but people are going to be pissed, man. They're going to be hanging out with their family. They're going to be skiing somewhere and they're going to look and be like, dang, man, I missed that Bitcoin move. And you know what? Even if you're skiing somewhere, you could have woken up at 5 a.m. You could have tuned into like my show and just hit the timestamps, seen what I said for Bitcoin, looked at my trade, set a trade, walked away, and got paid. My stream is here for the people that want to be with their family all weekend, that do want to take that week off. But all you need to do is check in with me. And that's why the Discord's here too. All you need to do is check in with me. Just check in. Like last night, you just checked in. You would have seen the flag. You might have woken up to games with me. Just check in. I talk about it all the time. Like, people think you have to be a workaholic. They say, Sam never stops working. He's always working. And then they hang out with me and they're like, oh, wow, you work, but like you take time. They're like, you're not working as much as I thought because, I'm working smart. All I need to do is tap in. I woke up at 7 in the morning. I started analyzing the charts. Then I gave, after a half an hour to 40 minutes of letting it seep in, I gave my update to the group. I showed what I was doing. I showed my live trades. I showed my wins. I showed what I was doing. I took profits on the trades in front of my people on the recording. As transparent as I can be. And now I'm showing you what I see happening now, which is a flag with the 21 touching and a boom. And if this happens, everyone's going to say, oh, well, I wasn't paying attention. I took the week off. It was vacation. But like, there's always, Bitcoin is 24/7 and it never ends. What happened to me is there's times when I did take the time off. I worked all year. 5 months I was on Bitcoin. Took 3 days off. Missed one of the biggest moves of my life. And was like, it happened to me a couple times. And I said, man, I'm never doing that again. Like, it's sad. Bitcoin is an all or nothing game. It's like basketball every day. It's like being a football player, but like 100 days, 400 days a week, a year. It never ends. If you really want to play with Bitcoin, with the big boys, and you really want to get in with the big money, and you really want to change your life, and you want to have, mansions on the beach, travel the world, all that fun stuff, you want to give, how about even better, you want to give away to the poor, change people's lives forever, then, in my humble opinion, it's you can wake up in the morning and put in some work. You can check in, and like, even if you're with your kids all day, you can say, I just need 5 minutes. And as long as you're focused, and when you say you need 5 minutes, you don't go to your phone, look at Instagram, text your buddy, call your friend, and then look at the chart. Because then when you look at the chart, your wife's looking at you, it's been 10 minutes already. You go, you look at the chart, you put your phone away. You don't use your phone for 100 things. Like, I don't use my phone for as many. I use my phone to post on Instagram and to build a chart, man, to look at my charts. Some days I needed to update. Sometimes it's the only thing right next to me, right? So the key is to check in. The markets don't demand you all the time. They demand that you get ready in the morning and you check in throughout the day on your plan. And your plan will collectively begin to build. It's very important. Okay, can you take a quick look at Banker? Thank you. Can we look at Dogecoin? There's an inverted head and shoulder on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at Doge. Doge, been a long time since we looked at Doge. Yeah, look at that. That is an inverted head and shoulder on the 4 hour. A shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You are spot on. And that looks like it could break out to the upside and do some damage. And what it also was is it was a symmetrical that broke out, you see? And that also has a measured move. But the idea behind this is someone could enter here with a stop below the right shoulder and take it through the gap. Even maybe all the way up to the next resistance there, which is a 3-to-1. But that's an interesting trade. Very possible. I like it. Stochastics are a little high, but I like it. Very high risk. Risk is, you know. But it's a pattern. Like, you're doing what you're supposed to do. It's not an emotional trade. I like it. Personally. I like trades I don't have to think a lot. Like that trade I would look at, I would get in, put the stop, walk away. I don't trade altcoins, Lev. I would either DCA into an altcoin or swing trade it when the market's better. That's just the way I am now. I've learned my lessons. It's just kind of how I do things. Might be forming a complex inverted on the 1 minute for BTC. Thank you. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, we're also getting the model. You know what I see? Look, it's weird, but it's you kind of get a slanted Adam and Eve, right? Look at that, with that little flag. And then you're getting like the model here. Model says you could get a nice scalpelino. Possible scalp there for BTC. Clarity, baby, clarity. We're looking for that clarity. I love it. I love it. When you have discipline, you have clarity. When you have clarity, you can move forward. When you can move forward, you feel amazing. When you feel amazing, you want to do it again. Every day becomes every day. Why stop now when you can hit it? When you can change people's lives today, why stop now? When people can see what you've accomplished and you know it's going to inspire them, then why shouldn't you accomplish? Not accomplishing is actually a detriment to society. Oh, I could be like him and do nothing. Or I could be like him and do everything. Right? That's the model right now. It tells us we could take the trade. I don't like Mondays per se. But it does say there's some bullishness going on. I still like bigger consolidation. I like to trade on the 3-day chart personally, you know. So we'll see where that goes. I was watching that comedian. That guy's ridiculous. He's like, he hands people $1. He's like, hey, you got $1? Hey, you got $1? You got $1? Oh, you don't? Well, here you go. He was looking, I don't need that. He's like, whoa, for a second, I thought she was pull. That's ridiculous, man. Everyone needs a greenback, a George Washington, a Bubba. I just like when Bitcoin's at a 9 and not an 8. It's so much nicer. I told you, it's like a nice warm chocolate chip cookie, right? It's already a chocolate chip cookie, but it's nice and warm. Yeah, Dogecoin looks interesting to me. I like that. Let's take a look at Banker. The Banker coin. No, I'm just... The Banker coin. XRP. The Banker coin. Banker. Now, these are DeFi protocols that used to be hot to trot all the way back down to the bottom. I mean, I don't know what to say. Either you believe that it's going to bounce back and all the altcoins are rising tides, or no, right? I don't love this. I'd stay away from it. It looks like a rugger. You know, I mean, I'm just joking. It's not. It was a good protocol. It was around for a long time, right? Bancor, right? Isn't it Bancor? Seems like it's making a bit of an Adam and Eve. To me, not enough volume. Just not a huge fan at the present moment in time. I need to see it get back in like a higher volume area here. Is it bankroll or bank? See, I don't know which one this is. I think it's this one, 16 million. Yeah, Banker coin. Can you check River? River's been getting a lot of love. Banker swap is nice, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, but look, if you see it, It just has very low volume, you know. I'd be careful. 16 million, I don't know, I'm all set. Yeah. I appreciate it, but no, for me right now, no. Yeah. Yeah. Is that my man Pink? Crypto is CryptoFace dropping the Pink super chat? It's so funny, man. I love you, brother. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Unbelievable. Oh man, CryptoFace, the legend. Only legends stop by now. It's crazy, man. The guy makes me a legend. He's a legend. You're a legend, man. Thank you for being here. He says, my guy, what happens, man? I'm kind of loving this action. I've been in and out like Sammy Cup and Hattie, slicing the fat off the beef today. Hey, man. I was in last night, out this morning. Couple grand into the Tilly. You know what I mean? Hey. And it looks like we might get a bigger pump here. It's all about the consolidation on this 1 minute. Tonight will be the night. I'll text you my entry. Text me your entry, bro. I'll text you mine. We'll see if they align. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. And again, it's like I used to watch CryptoFace when I didn't even have a channel. Now he shows up. If that doesn't inspire you, and actually that's going to bring my inspiration moment, and it's time for our inspiration. River looks really nice. If you like trading stuff right now, CryptoFace, River looks like it could be the one, man. Because it's above the 200 moving average, consolidating nicely. Low stochastics. River, baby. I don't know much about it, but the TA looks solid. Already broke out of a nice 2 flags technically and still in an uptrending motion for River. River, baby, River. So here's the deal. I just wanted to talk about Jim Rohn today. During my workout, he talked about luck. He talked about they call people lucky that fall into position. You know, like his CryptoFace Lucky. His channel has 250,000 subscribers. He goes every day, traveled the world. Everybody knows him. Is he lucky? No, he created his own protocol, his own idea, right? His own marketing ideas and tactics. Dude went live every day, created a persona. He became a personality on YouTube and with kind of low key too, right? Like I've been showing my face, this and that. Like he's been on the low. So, and he still did it. So the cool thing about it is you got to believe in yourself. And so Jim Rohn talked about luck. He talked about, are people lucky in life and is luck positioning? And he said, no, it's preparation. He goes, the people that keep preparing every single, like today I worked out real hard, got my mind right. So I knew the show was going to be hot. I just knew we were going to be on today. Because I got my mind working at a high level. Right before the show, I worked out. I got my adrenaline flowing. And then I flew right into the show, ready to go. Comb my hair, splash water in my face, and ready to rock. So like I knew we were going to be on today. And then then Bitcoin was pumping. I got to sell a trade right as we began the stream. I was up $3,000 on the day. Like it feels good. Like life is good. Today's a great day. Like I thank God for everything in my life that I took profits, that I had the guts to get in, that I used the strategy using the 21-day moving average, right? So bang, take care of that. We're all set. And the idea is, so because we worked out today, we knew that the opportunity was upon us. And we knew the live stream would be hot and more people would be learn with us and have fun. So the idea was, how do you prepare for opportunity? If you don't know me, my name's Sam Price. I started streaming and, there was a big channel called, BitBoy back in the day. And it had 1.5 million subscribers. And they had a show called Around the Blockchain. This was back in 2021. We're talking 4 years ago, right? And I think it started maybe late 2020 into 2021. And I started watching it and it was getting a lot of views. It was kind of the buzz of the crypto community. And anyone was on the show. Crypto Wendy was on the show. Tom Crown was on the show. Arcane Bay. I saw everybody on the show. And I was like, man, and I had like 14 or maybe 16,000 subscribers. And I'd be like, man, if I can get on that show, people are going to know. I was like, I do TA every single day, man. And they would have people come and do TA. And sometimes the TA was all right. But I felt like, I put a lot of work into my TA, a lot of effort, like detail. I could really teach while I was doing it. I could really get people going. And I would watch the show in angst. Like, dang, man, I wish I was on that show. I didn't know anyone. I couldn't reach out. I didn't force it. But I had a vision. I desired it so bad. I remember just every night when I took a shower, while I was in the shower, I think, man, I got to somehow get on that show. I knew if I got on the show, I'd probably get more subscribers. They had 1 million subscribers, right? It would put me on the map. It would change my life. Now, think about it. If I'd stayed in the cubicle I worked at and that show went on, I would have just watched the show and it never would have changed my life. But because I was prepared, because I was someone that had a channel, because I was already building my personal brand, right, and my Crypto Lifer brand, and who I was as a trader, there was opportunity there waiting. You see what I mean? Next thing you know, I got an email. I remember the day, and it said, hey, would you like to come on the show? And I remember crying, man. I know I'm a baby, but I remember like crying, man, in my shower, tears of joy that night. Because that night in the shower, I wasn't thinking about being on the show. I was preparing for what I was going to do when I got on the show. Then came the preparation. Now I got what I dreamed of. Now I was nervous. Now I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to see me. I got to be dressed right. I got to have my TA right. My screens have to work. Like, there can't be any issues. My mic has to sound right. You know, it's got to be on point. And you know, I remember doing that first show and it went amazing. And I think I got 3,500 subscribers that day, everyone. And at that point, I had 16,000 subs and I was barely getting, I don't know, a few hundred subscribers a month. It was hard, right? And bang, 3,500 subscribers in a night, overnight. And I said, this changed my life. You know, next thing you know, more people joined the group too. And there's people still in the group from ATB. To this day, it really pushed my business, my life. And then I got to be on the show a lot. And then a lot of times people called out for whatever reason. And they would call me and say, hey, man, could you come on? Even though you've already been on Tuesday, could you come on? And I'd be like, yeah, I'll be there. I'd be at the park with my family. I'd be having a beautiful day. I'd say, hey, babe, they called me to be ATB. And she'd be like, okay, what time? I was like, we kind of have to leave now. She'd be like, okay, I'm with it. This is so good for us. Like, it's good for the business, good for our life, you know, jump on. And I'd jump in the car and we would drive. I did so many things to be where I'm at. I sacrificed so many days of my life. I never said no to opportunities that came to me. And I'm still looking for opportunity every single day. And I know that more will come. And it's sad, you know, ATB eventually ended. But I just wanted to talk about how being prepared created that opportunity for me. And it created a whole new, you know, a lot of you people got to know me and more people throughout the world. And to this day, things kept growing from there. So, but if you don't get off your butt, if you don't push yourself, if you don't have the mental thought to say, I can, I will, I am the best, it's likely not going to happen. You know, if I never decided that I was going to change my life and do something different from that cubicle I was in, I never would have got that opportunity to be on ATB. So, you know, yes, things are lucky. Things are amazing. We all have, you know, imagine that. When I started my channel, I never knew there was going to be a channel with 1.5 million followers that was going to hook me up. And it hooked a lot of people up. And it changed a lot of lives. So, I don't know. This story, I think it should be so inspirational to you because it's a real story. Like, people saw it happen. You know, I got given opportunities because I worked really, really hard. And every single time I was on that show, I took it very seriously. My hands would sweat. I would be nervous. When the show ended, I would be like, whoa, you know, it would take a lot out of me, man. I cared so much about my presentation and everyone else just got to answer questions. They put me on the spot a lot to do TA and like, you have like a few minutes to make sure your TA comes across correctly. And if you're like mumbling or you mess up or the screen moves around, people are going to think you're a clown immediately. So either you're going to hit or you're going to look like a mess. Like there's really no in between. It's high pressure, man. And I just love that opportunity that God gave me. I just want to say thank you to God. Thank you to everyone that watched me. I want to say thank you to ATB. Thank you to Ben and everyone else that helped that show go on. You know. Yeah, so everything is kind of, you know, so well, anyway, River looks interesting. It's actually looking like it's looking more parabolic than the rest of the market. It has something going to it. I would put an alert on River and remind yourself off River. What are these vertical lines? Well, price action has to cross to the right. Like, I know that, right? Candles go right. So whatever happens, we'll get an alert. Because I used to put them up, but it wouldn't go up. And then, like, if it never goes up, it could be over here and never get the alert. Then it might be a perfect time to get in, but you won't know, right? But by using these vertical alerts, so if this alert hits and we're sideways, I'll be like, wow. I might make another one there. If this alert hits and we're sideways, I'll be like, wow. If this alert hits and we're sideways, that would be a pretty good of an entry to me. I wouldn't need much more consolidation. You know? Yeah, Beat had a nice move, and now it's just consolidating. There's a chance it gets a little more. I would just be wary. We're all watching BTC now at 89,630 here for Bitcoin. You're a very dedicated and hardworking man, Sammy. I have so much respect I have so much respect for you and grateful for you. Thank you. God bless you, man. ATB is how I comment. I don't comment often, but I've been watching you for years. Thank you, Frank Cade. Yeah, dang. Sounds like I missed some great times. You did, yeah. Your confidence on those days sold you and your work. I still remember those days. Moonshine, I love you, man. I made some great calls back then too for Bitcoin. Like I called the bottom of the market back then. It was crazy. I trade stocks all the time, man. I mean, now we do. Yeah, why not? And you could trade stocks on BTCC using Tether, so you don't even have to kind of pivot. Like gold right now is a stock. Tesla's a stock. We're up in both of these calls. 409 for Tesla. 4195 for gold. Ripping. Doing Damage. Damage cheese coming out. And at Trader Joe's near you. Shout out to Bitcoin Tutor, man. I love you. Shout out to Crypto Weirdo. Shout out to Vidigo. Shout out to Echo Leaf. Bellico X holding me down as always. My 2026 resolution is to join your Discord. Jump on in, baby. Get it done. Nadia Nadeau. You know what? I had a teacher named Miss Nadeau. Her last name was exactly the same, Nadia. Miss Nadeau. I wonder if it's you. No, but she was like, when I was like in 3rd grade, she must have been 28. So crazy. She's like, oh, that's kind of making me kind of sad, right? Well, like my young teacher, who was young, just an up-and-coming teacher when I was in 4th grade. I think she was my 3rd grade teacher. So I was 9 years old, right? Miss Nadeau. I was in 3rd grade. I'm now 42. Okay? Oh my gosh, man. It's just weird to think 9 years ago I was 30, 33. Yeah. So she's now 63 years old. Like, so crazy. She's a 63-year-old woman, this young teacher, man, that taught me in 4th grade. It's just so weird to think time. Saw you a few times on ATV. Always the best guest, in my opinion. You've kept me sane the past years. Been in the group for a year as well. So amazing and highly recommend. Thank you, Zach. Savio. God bless you, man. That's so nice of you. I sold my spot Bitcoin here. Yikes. I would never sell spot BTC for any reason. But again, maybe I'll go down with the ship. Who knows? Life moves fast. Don't blink. Amen. Time flies. It really does. Let's take a look at SHIB Uno. SHIB. As Bitcoin struggles again to get back above that 90K region. And I'm not looking for a miracle today. I'm just looking for sideways price action. Nothing crazy. You know, SHIB has that inverted head and shoulder, but be careful. It looks very descending triangle-esque to me. It could dump, right? It just does. Just be careful. People are going to get roped in here thinking they're buying the absolute bottom. I mean, it hasn't been. I mean, this is the low for SHIB. This is the low it's hit every time. It has bounced off this low 2 times now. Doesn't mean it will for sure. I do like how the MACD is turning. I didn't mean to make that yellow line. Just wanted to, yeah, the MACD is kind of curving, looking interesting, curving up in the stochastics. Weekly looks like it may have bottomed, but dang, I mean, you gotta basically believe in this so bad that you want to buy SHIB right now. To me, you know, it's Chainlink, it's utility. Like heck, Midnight's a better, you know what I mean? At least that's something going with like a narrative. SHIB right now is just still below this trend line, right? It could still dump. You never know. You know, people might just give up. I don't know. That's the lowest point ever. It's super high risk. You are buying the lowest point we've had in a long time. There's some support there. You know, but you got to basically chuck it in there and then check it every night and hope you made the right call. I don't know. To me, that's just not amazing. Yeah. Watching from the Philippines. Shout out to my man. Shout out to all my awesome lifers. We love you. The real people are still here, man. The people that want it, that want to keep pushing, that believe in themselves, that know that anything is possible. Yeah. Hey, Sam, your TA is awesome. You have some great calls when it comes to the higher time frames, like the 1 day, the 2 day, the 3 day. If not mistaken, when trading options, you have to put a time frame on the contracts. I think you're true. Yeah, I think you're right. Exactly. The rest is the same as regular trading. Thank you for saying that. I just have to know. Yeah. Do not buy SHIB. Yeah, SHIB looks like, I mean, I'd stay away from SHIB. Personally. I think there's just so many better bottom calls. But hey, it's up to you guys. I'm not a financial advisor. You guys are going to do whatever you want. You know. Sam's the man in inspiration. God bless you. Thank you. Shout out to Mohammed. Stepped out for a bit. Just looked at Bitcoin. It looks like a descending triangle unless I'm misreading it. What do you think, Captain? I mean, it depends on the time frame you're looking at. You know. I feel like this was a descending triangle here, but it's broken out of it. It would have to come back inside now. So yes, but this little move has broken out. We're watching to see if the 1 hour can flag out. That's all. And so far, so good. It's in what I call consolidation. We just want to see the 1 hour consolidate and make a nice little flag here. Nice little, sweet little 1 hour. Okay. Shout out to Dude Tank Surfer. Shout out to everyone here. But the tax benefits are better with trading options. Hey, talk to a CPA over here. I'm glad to have stuck it out even when I kept losing. All that I needed was patience and reducing trade size. Voila, now it's always on the up. Always? Dang, I wish I was always on the up. I mean, most of the time, yeah. No, but yeah, just reduce. When everyone says I keep getting lost, I keep hitting my stop loss, I lose every trade, I say, it's because your stop loss is too close, man. You're trading too heavy. You need to reduce size and open up the stop loss. Like you're trading 1,000 for 5,000, losing 5 times a week. Well, you should be trading 200 for 600. And the trade should be deeper. And it's more boring. It takes longer to make the 600. But at the end of the month, if you hit that 10 times, you're up $6,000. Instead of a guy who's down $5,000 because he had to be so hard, so big. You're trading positions you haven't earned yet. Like I had to earn my $100,000 positions. I go to $1 million sometimes and I juggle it around because I haven't earned it yet. I got to get there. I'm still working. I'm still building. I'm still on my progression. Everyone's on their own progression. I started trading Lev like 3.5 years ago, hardcore. So like, that's my journey. Some of you might have traded longer than me, However, I have a long term of trading behind me. All right. So today was big. I wanted to talk about how we prepare and we get lucky, but we make our own luck. And people that don't hit are going to call you lucky because they just can't see how it happened because they don't believe. But once someone is fully aligned with their own destiny and things start to fall in place for them, they're going to realize how they fell in place for you. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh. Jim Rohn used to tell me things I didn't believe, but I listened to him because he was older than me and I knew he wasn't lying. I knew he had the wisdom. I knew he had done it before. I knew he was someone I should listen to. Lo and behold, over time, he did start to change my mind and teach me so much about my life, right? That's why I make my quick 200 with Sammy almost every day. Amazing. Your trading positions you haven't earned yet. Wow. Yeah, 100%. Like people start trading. Like I started with a demo account. Then I went 50 for 150. Then I went 30 for $100. Then I went 100 for 300. I did $100 for $300 for years. Sometimes the trade turned into a $1,000 trade, $2,000. It just happened the way Bitcoin moved and I moved my stop losses. I'd be surprised. But every trade I started was 100 for 300 for literally like 2 years. Very rare I would open up a trade bigger than that. Sammy, I was one of those 3,500 people. I've been in the group ever since, man. I love you, Cody. God bless you, brother. Yeah, we got our OGs in the group, man. And the trading group is strong, man. One of the strongest groups in the game. Because it gives back. I get something from it. You get something from it. Another thing that ruins your trades is when you start blaming God. I've been there and it's not good. It's your decision. Don't blame God. I've been in such dark places, man. How come I'm losing? How come you want me to be poor? Nobody loves me. God, God, I keep losing my trades. Yeah, it's like you get so, you blame everyone but yourself. You look for anything on the outside, including, you know what I mean? I've been there, man. I love that you said that because that's a big deal. A lot of people would never admit or want to talk about. It's good to talk about what we did that didn't get us there so we don't repeat that stuff. I don't want to become the old Sam. I'm a new guy, right? I've changed my life. I've associated myself with a new identity. The new identity is a winner. The new identity creates money out of thin air. The new identity creates, business deals all the time. The new identity is constantly pushing the industry that he's in. The new identity is never depressed. The new identity is always grateful in the present. My new identity is collecting opportunity at every single moment. Is always raising frequency. Energy is the new frequency. Energy is the new currency. We said it over and over again. It's true. And I know I could be wrong. That's the beautiful thing about today. Today may be a nasty dump day. We don't know what's going to happen for sure. That daily doesn't look amazing. There's certain things that have to happen. So far, it's beginning. But we will see. And only time will tell. We'll do the best we can, though. To me, this was a bit of a diamond in the rough. She was a diamond pattern that came in and came on out. And so far, everything's kind of going as planned. When we pumped, we were too far from the 21. We came in, we touched it. That's great. We wicked back up. Now I want to see more consolidation for the next 6 to 10 hours. That's all. I don't want to see us lose the 200 moving average on the 15 or the 1 hour. I don't want to see us lose this resistance that we created strong at about 88, 89, 88.5, even 80, 89K. I'd like to see us hold. So let's take a look at Bookmap. Haven't looked at Bookmap really thoroughly throughout the stream. Link to Bookmap in the description. And it's just because it's False Move Monday regardless. But this does have more liquidity to the upside now. We've kind of crept in with this 101.8 on the low. And that wasn't there before. And so you have low there too, though, at 88.150. So, and it can go either way. The closest red right now is 88.150, but anything is possible. Okay. So that's kind of where we stand with this beautiful day here in crypto. Shout out to all the awesome people that kicked it with me on the stream. Happy holidays, new here. Love your work. Thoughts on AVAX. Shout out to Ricky Pastana. Hey, Ricky over here. Hey, Ricky, you from Brooklyn, huh? Where you from, Ricky, eh? Trading aside, Sam always brings the best energy. Thanks for the massive confidence boost every single stream. Hey, man, God bless you. Awas, Joeed, we love you, man. Hey, you're a beautiful person of God, man. You're a miracle. Everyone here, as crazy as you want to think, is the sperm that made it, man. All those, it's crazy to say, but they all got sent out. And one of them made it. It was you. One of them made it. It was me. So, Boston area. What made me think of Friedrich Nietzsche and New Identity? Amen, man. God led me to this stream. Truly blessed to be here. I love that you said that. And if that's what you believe, that's amazing. I never want to be a charlatan and use God's, God as a way to, this stream is a trading stream. I'm just a regular dude. But I know God has helped me in my life. So I bring him up I bring God up because God changed my life. I don't know any other way. I don't mean to cause any harm or to tell anyone to think a certain way. And I don't think bad about anyone that doesn't believe in God. To me, it's whatever you believe, whatever makes you a loving person and good to other people, go with that, man. If you do something that makes you loving and beautiful and helpful and caring and you bring positive energy to the world, just whatever that is, go with it. I'm not going to judge you for that. It's all about the love, man. Love is my religion. If you live in love, then you can't be denied. Remember that. If you live in love, then you cannot be denied. It's the strongest frequency in the game. Let's take a look at AVAX for Ricky. Let's take a look at AVAX over here. Last time we looked at AVAX, it had that one little move from 20 to 34, and that was it, right? And the whole market just, right there it was, right? We were 25 up to 37, and it was awesome. I called it. I nailed it. I gave it to the group, and then October 10th, and we've never come back from there. Never. So now people think, hey, is there still opportunity? I'm wary ever since that day 2 to get into these alts. Even Bitcoin's not solidified yet to, in the safe zone. It's still playing games. I mean, there's a massive resistance there for AVAX. It's got a good team. It's been around a long time. If DeFi comes back, I think AVAX will. But I don't know. To me, this could be a descending triangle. So you got to break out. You got to break out. Got the 1 hour has to get above the 200 moving average. And so here, it's kind of like Bitcoin. And again, you can see if Bitcoin makes a move, it can pull AVAX away. If Bitcoin stutter steps, AVAX just, doesn't do a dang thing. So again, watch this same idea. You're going to watch the flag just like you watch Bitcoin. See how the 21 interacts with AVAX. I know it's hard to believe, but they're all the same. Every coin is the same. Every setup is the same. Every asset is the same. Forex does it. Gold does it. You name it, it's the same. All right. And gold just absolutely doing damage. A beautiful day to trade gold. Excited for anyone that took the gold call and is still in. And I've been showing it every single day. And again, it doesn't have to be exciting. You don't have to make 1,000 trades a month. You don't have to go in and out 100x 7 times a day. You don't have to trade the 1 minute like I do. Heck, you could trade one simple time frame, a couple trades a month and be awesome, right? It's not about over trading. It's about trading correctly. If over trading is getting in your head and making you upset, then you shouldn't be doing it. All right. So watch your Bitcoin trades closely with a hawk. It's very important, right? My boss got me watching you, and I've made gains the past 3 months. Join the 99 Black Friday. OMG, amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. So her boss got her watching, Ashley. She joins with Black Friday, And wow, man, thank you so much, Ashley. That's an amazing advertisement for me. Mrs. Radford, we appreciate that. Bless you. May you continue to spread love, life, and happiness and tell people about your journey. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Sam, you inspired me so much. Love from the Dominican Republic. I joined the group waiting for support to add me. Get him in there, baby. Get him in there. If you lost everything tomorrow, Sam, do you believe that you could make it all back and more? 100%. It's happened to me already 3 times in my life, and I'm still here. So, because I didn't come here for money to earth, I came here for experience. So if I lost it all, I'd tell myself, okay, here's a new experience. I'm ready to win. And I would attract greatness into my life because I know I'm great. You know, so I'm not trying to be pompous. I just, I know I'm going to do great things. I know I work really hard at whatever the next opportunity is, and I'd create more opportunity for myself. I would just believe that there's more opportunity coming, and it would come. I would create the opportunity through my mind, through my own frequency, because we are the creators of our own realities in our own lives. The second you think you're not, then you can't create your own life. So you're not. The second you think, and when you say that, people think, oh, you're pompous. This guy thinks he's better than everyone else. Like I work for someone, he could just create his own reality. I should tell my dad this stuff, and he used to kind of get angry with me. He thought I was being pompous. Why do you think you have to be such a big shot sometimes? But he also gave me the belief to do anything I wanted. He instilled this in me without even realizing it, So you got to believe you can, you will, you are the best. So you can, you will, and you will be the best. Think about a business owner. If he wakes up and doesn't think he's the best, then he might not produce the best quality product for you. He might be making snow shovels. I don't know what he's doing. He might own a hardware store. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the guy does. But if he thinks he's the best, right? His store is probably going to be the cleanest store you ever go to. His stuff's going to be super organized. I mean, some people think they're the best, and they're not the best at all. I get it, But you know what I mean? Like someone that believes they're doing the best for their customer, that puts everything forward, like it's got to produce a good product. If you don't believe in yourself, who is going to believe in you? 100%, man. You ain't nothing. You don't believe in yourself. All right. Straight up. And, I knew you were going to bounce in one more time, Crypto Face. I was waiting for it to chime in on that, And, you teach by doing, everyone. You could talk all the walk you want. I do talk for 2 hours a day, but when I'm talking, I took profits. I'm showing you gains. I'm showing you things that I've actually done behind the scenes. You can see things ripping. I'm running my mouth, but I'm also showing up. If you claim God's grace, but shame others and downplay others, it spreads like wildfire. The only way to stop it is to be aware of those adding fuel to the fire. Amen. Sammy, check silver. It hit your target. Amazing. 69, right? Yep. Oof, just about. Yep. And we put this out down here too, right there with the stop loss and everything. Stop loss never got hit. Could have you traded silver, and you could have traded silver right there on BTCC. And we looked at it down there. Really, the first call was at 58 for silver. And then when it started breaking out at 51, we knew it was going to do with the gold move. And there it goes, man. What a massive move for silver. Unbelievable. Bitcoin at 89, I think 585, hanging out. That's all we want. Some sideways price action today. Nothing too crazy. One step at a time, folks. One step at a time. I think that ends our beautiful show today, but it was an amazing time to be alive, and I'm so grateful that we did it. We created another beautiful piece of media for the internet, and I'm excited. Thank you, dear Lord, for this beautiful opportunity. Thank you for everyone that came to the stream. Thank you for all you beautiful people that were made by God and through these miracles of life. Shout out to Crypto Face, Crypto Billy, Lakochi Coker. Shout out to everyone that gave today. Let me take a look at the top fans. Shout out to Crypto Face Mohammed, Sal Flowers, Vedigo, Cherry City Bullies, Jay Burke, Ricky Pastana, Underground Cryptos, AIDS, Fam OG, Not Financial Advice 6141, My Travel Guide, Jamal Antonio, Mr. Zooter, Flags, Dogs, Bellico X, Mr. Butters Trading, and more. Reliable J in there, Crypto Billy in there, Seek Parabolic, Servando, Ashley Radford, Crypto Father, Rave Song Records in the house. Man, my whole team. I love y'all. I wish I could shout out every single person, but I would be winded and the stream would go on forever. Sam, get support to contact me. Can't wait to start. Shout out. Yeah, just email cryptolifers@gmail. You have any issues, tell them you're the one. If you already sent the email, it should get taken care of immediately. I love you. Be careful, everyone. We could have a nasty dump today and it may not be perfect. I don't want to leave all happy and, just be careful. Bitcoin could dump on our face. And, you know, nothing is guaranteed. Always have a stop. Always be careful. One step at a time. Remember, we're watching this 1 hour time frame to see what it can do. Let me get rid of all this insanity. But yeah, now it looks like it is making the falling wedge. You see? Once it starts to slip, it can only slip for so long until you have to deny the top wedge. See, it should have been bouncing by now. And then again, both of them cover hours of time. Now that just looks like this one's going to come down and test. That's all. Not a big deal. You just have to be able to handle both of these ideas and not panic. Don't panic. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the trading group. I'll see you throughout the day. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. This is a Christmas week. A lot of people getting ready for Christmas. They're with their families, so it should be a little slower in price action as well. Thank goodness we got a beautiful pump. Love that we got in and out today and made some gains. Excited for where we could be in the future and just blessed to be alive. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Everyone that makes this happen. James, Zeno, Lakochi, Sean, my wife, the editors, our new team with Zeph, and everybody out there that's pushing to make this content available around the world. Everyone, we love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative. Thank you. What a beautiful time this is. 9 more days this year, man. Thank you all. No words could fully express my gratitude. The secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. Every person that ever did anything amazing that you think is great, they started. They all started somewhere. And then one thing led to another. So you got to start. If you want to start, go to cryptolifer.com. Join my trading group. Start today.